Hey guys, this is Brass and Backbone. I scoured Amazon for the cheapest dueling tree that was made out of AR 500 steel. I managed to find this dueling tree kit from a manufacturer called TDium. I actually don't know how to pronounce the name. Anyway, I brought this because of its price point. Now you can find cheaper options on Amazon for AR 500 dueling trees, but what makes this special is because it is actually 3/8 inch thick steel, and the targets are also 6 inches in diameter. I was able to score this for about $150 and it shipped to my door next day on Amazon. So there were a few reviews on this target. Some people said that the powder coating that they had used had clogged the threads up and actually made it very hard to thread the bolts into the legs, but I personally did not have that issue. The setup was extremely easy and pretty quick. I think I probably had about 10 minutes in installing this and putting it together. This target auto resets off of gravity with no springs or mechanisms that can fail over time with use. The factory lean is very high on this target. I would say it's about 20 to 25 degrees, so that really helps with deflecting any fragments straight down into the ground and preventing ricochets towards the shooter. Now, let's shoot it. So to start off the test, I started with my FN 502 22LR pistol, and I noticed that it didn't quite have enough power to swing those plates. So then I moved up to my Ruger 1022 rifle, which is also in 22LR, and this did move the plates a little bit more, but was still not able to completely flip the plates. I believe due to the aggressive lean that this target has, you may have problems with getting lower power rounds to flip the target. You may be able to prop the front legs up just to make the target more level with the ground, and then maybe the target will flip all the way with lower power rounds. Next, I switched to my Smith & Wesson Bodyguard in 380 ACP. Now I did notice that the 380 ACP was able to flip the plates, but just barely. Maybe 50% of the shots, if they were well placed, would flip them. Next, I moved on to my Mac 9 DS Comp, which is in 9mm, and I had no problems at all totally flipping every paddle that I shot. Now to pause for a second. All of these lower caliber rounds were not denting those paddles at all. Finally, it's on to the big guns, with the moment you guys have been waiting for. I used my 16-inch AR-15 chambered in 5.56 with a suppressor and shot from about 50 yards. Now this particular setup with my rifle was swinging these paddles super hard, and I was very impressed that the stand was not wobbling around too bad at all from the amount of force that the plates were swinging around. Now it's time for my 10.5 AR-15 build, but I'm going to get closer now. The 10.5 5.56 definitely is lower velocity, but still was swinging those paddles perfectly. Now upon inspection, I did notice that the 5.56 had started to dent those plates, and I guess that is to be normal with the cheaper plate. Once I noticed that the plates were starting to dent, I figured that it would not be a very good idea to shoot with my 308. So guys, would I suggest this dueling tree for the common shooter? Yeah, I would. I think for the average hobbyist, this target would work perfectly fine as long as they're not slinging like big caliber rounds at it like 308. Reason I say this is because there was a few reviews that said that the welds had completely broke off when he was shooting it, but the welds on mine looked fine. I didn't have any of those issues even slinging rifle rounds at it. Although I stopped at 5.56, I didn't go any higher than that. That being said though, I did hit the edge of a plate and it left a good sized dent or crater, whatever you want to call it. Took a good chunk out of the edge of that plate. That's kind of to be expected when you hit steel plates on the edge. This setup is probably about 40 pounds, give or take. It's not too bad to lug around the yard. You can take it down, put it in a bag with the provided wrench, so you can store it or travel with it. Seems like this target is going to last a while. I had a ton of fun shooting it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please click the like button and comment or subscribe to my channel for more gun content.